Samuel's voice slices through the dark. This is not your room, Isabella. Isabella Hamilton stands in a silent hallway of the Vanderson estate, barefoot on cold marble, a folder of contracts pressed to her chest. The Hamilton Company is drowning, and this marriage is the rope her family through her. She can still hear her father's voice, proud and desperate at once. One signature from the Vanderson side, and the creditors back off. 1/4 of breathing room. You can do this. She told him yes, because saying no would have meant watching her parents lose everything in public. Now the mansion is asleep. The chandeliers are dim. Outside, winter wind scratches the windows. Isabella is still wearing her wedding dress, but the lace feels like armor that does not fit. Samuel Vanderson has not touched her since the vows. He left the reception early, jaw tight, eyes flat, as if the smiles and applause were a deal he could not cancel. In the limousine, he stared out the window and said nothing. In the master suite, he removed his cufflinks with precise anger and walked out again. A servant whispered that Samuel keeps business files in his study. Isabella does not want to go near it. Something about the closed door at the end of the hall feels like a warning. But the folder in her arms is heavy with numbers, and numbers are the reason she is here. The door to the study is half closed, a thin line of lamplight cutting the floor. Isabella hesitates, then slips inside. The room smells of cedar and old paper. The desk is immaculate. The bookshelves are too perfect, as if no one is meant to touch them. On the desk, a glass of whiskey sits untouched beside a pen. Isabella crosses to the drawers, searching for the missing folder. Her fingers pause when she notices a seam in the bookshelf, a line that should not exist. Her hand presses. A click answers. The shelf shifts. Behind it, a hidden alcove opens like a mouth. A wall of photographs fills the space, framed and arranged with devotion. A young woman smiles in every shot. In too many of them, Samuel stands beside her, arm around her, forward close, laughter private. Isabella cannot breathe. The photos do not look like a casual collection. They look like worship. The woman appears everywhere, on a swing, on a staircase, in a sunlit backyard. In one, she wears a winter coat and pulls Samuel forward by his hand. In another, she holds a birthday cake while Samuel leans in to light a candle. Isabella's stomach drops. She takes a step closer and sees the details she did not want to see. Samuel looks younger, softer. He looks like someone who knows how to love. She turns back to the desk, desperate to pretend this is nothing. She opens the top drawer and finds a bundle of letters tied with a faded ribbon. The paper is yellowed, the ink dark. Ella. The first letter begins. Without you, every second feels like punishment. Isabella reads, unable to stop. The words are raw, breathless, written by a boy who never learned how to let go. I keep hearing you in the hall. I keep turning, thinking you are there. Then I remember, and the air turns thin. At the bottom is a signature, careful and young. Samuel. A sound slams into the room. The door swings open. Samuel stands in the doorway, suit jacket off, tie loosened, eyes sharp. For one instant, panic flashes across his face. It vanishes into ice. His gaze locks on the open drawer and the letters in Isabella's hand. Put that down, he says. Isabella's voice shakes. Who is she? Who is Ella? You should not be in here. I came for the contracts you left behind. Isabella says, lifting the folder as proof. Her hands tremble anyway. I did not mean to find this. Samuel strides forward and snatches the letters from her grip. He presses them to his chest like a shield, jaw clenched. You should have turned around, he says. Isabella's eyes burn. And pretend my husband has no past. Pretend your locked room is normal. Pretend those photos are nothing. Samuel's face tightens. You want a story. You want a villain. Choose someone else. I am not asking for drama. Isabella snaps. I am asking for truth. Samuel points to the door, voice low and lethal. Out. Isabella does not move. Her pride flares, thin but stubborn. Is there any part of you that is mine now? Samuel's gaze flickers, almost pain, then hardens again. This has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. She says, voice breaking. I am your wife. You are here because our families needed a deal. Samuel says. Do not confuse duty with love. The words hit like a slap. Isabella's throat closes. For a moment she cannot speak at all. Samuel grips her arm and guides her out, firm, cold, practiced. The door closes. A lock clicks. Isabella stands alone in the corridor, staring at the wood, her wedding ring gleaming under the chandelier. A perfect circle. A perfect cage. And the contracts she came for are still trapped inside his locked room, buried under someone else's name. Morning arrives with quiet efficiency. Staff glide through the estate, polite, invisible. Isabella wakes alone. Samuel's side of the bed is untouched, as if he never planned to share it. She washes her face with cold water, puts on a simple dress, pins her hair back. She has spent her whole life learning how to smile when she is bleeding. Today is no different. At breakfast, Victoria Vanderson appears like a queen entering court. Her hair is perfect. Her pearls gleam. Her gaze is sharp enough to cut. You slept well. Victoria says, and it is not a question. I slept. Isabella replies. Victoria stirs her tea slowly. Samuel is busy. Do not take it personally. Isabella keeps her smile. Busy with what? Victoria's eyes narrow. With grief. With responsibility. With the weight you brought into this house. Isabella's fingers tighten around her fork. My family did not force him. Victoria's lips curve. You call it force. We call it necessity. Days turn into a performance. Isabella manages the estate, learns names, signs invoices, attends meetings where people praise the alliance. In the afternoons she sits with accountants and lawyers and tries to make sense of the tangled deal that kept the Hamilton Company alive. In the evenings she stands beside Samuel at charity dinners and smiles at donors who watch them like entertainment. Samuel is flawless in public. He places a hand at her back when cameras flash. He guides her through conversations like a partner. He says the right lines in the right tone. In private, he becomes a closed door again. The study stays forbidden. Some nights Isabella hears it open. Footsteps. A chair creaking. A low murmur and then silence. Once, she wakes to his hoarse whisper in the dark. Allah. She lies there, staring at the ceiling, feeling jealousy and humiliation twist together. She is not only competing with a woman. She is competing with a memory that never ages, never disappoints, never argues. At a gala, a donor's wife leans close and says, he never got over her. Everyone knows. Isabella laughs softly, as if amused. Everyone knows a lot of things. The woman smiles, hungry. Poor Samuel. Poor you. Isabella keeps her face smooth until she can escape to a restroom and breathe again. Back home, Victoria corners her in a hallway lined with portraits. You should know your place. Victoria says. My son honors agreements. Do not demand more. Isabella lifts her chin. I have demanded nothing. Victoria's eyes are cold. You exist here because the Hamiltons needed saving. Do not mistake this for belonging. Isabella walks away with her spine straight, but her chest aches. That night she stands outside the study door, hand hovering near the knob, not to enter, but to prove to herself she can. The door does not move. It is locked, or maybe it is simply guarded by Samuel's will. She turns back toward the bedroom and finds Samuel in the corridor, coat on, as if he has just returned. His gaze pauses on her hand near the door. Do not. He says quietly. Isabella's voice is bitter. You lock me out, and you expect me to stay grateful. Samuel's jaw tightens. I expect you to stay alive. Isabella freezes. What does that mean? Samuel looks away, then back, and his face is blank again. Take it as advice. He walks past her. Isabella returns to the bedroom with that strange sentence echoing in her head. Stay alive. Not stay married. Not stay obedient. Stay alive. For the first time, fear joins her jealousy. New York City turns sharp and bright during Fashion Week. Isabella attends because the Vanderson name sponsors the room. She wears a black dress that makes her look calm. Inside, she feels brittle. She and Samuel arrive together. Cameras catch their smiles. A reporter calls them the power couple of the season. Isabella's cheeks ache from holding her expression in place. The ballroom hums with money and ambition. Designers laugh too loud. Investors trade compliments like currency. Isabella watches Samuel, searching for cracks. Then a woman enters. Samuel's hand stills on his glass. His gaze locks, hard and sudden, like a wound reopened. The host announces the designer's name. Claire West. Claire smiles and the resemblance hits Isabella like cold water. Not the same woman from the photos, but close enough to make Isabella's skin turn numb. Same cheekbones. Same fearless grin. Same tilt of the head. Claire moves through the room with practiced confidence, greeting sponsors, accepting praise. When she approaches their table, her smile turns warm and bright. Samuel Vanderson, she says, offering her hand. Thank you for the invitation. It is an honor. Samuel stands too quickly. For a moment, he forgets Isabella exists. He takes Claire's hand, his grip lingering. You look. He starts, then stops, swallowing. You are welcome. Isabella forces a polite smile. Congratulations on your show. Claire's eyes flick to her. Isabella, everyone has been talking about your wedding. You look stunning. The compliment feels like a needle. Isabella nods anyway. Claire leans slightly towards Samuel, voice light. I hope I impress you. I have heard you are difficult. Samuel's mouth twitches, almost a smile. I am difficult. A few minutes later, someone bumps the table. A glass tips. Claire steps back, her heel catching, and she stumbles. Samuel catches her with both hands, urgent. Are you hurt? He asks. Claire laughs. I am fine. Isabella cannot take it. The scene burns into her mind with cruel clarity. She turns and walks away before she breaks. Outside, rain slicks the street. Isabella moves fast, breathing hard, pretending she is only going to the car. Her chest feels too small for her heart. Samuel catches up under an awning and grabs her wrist. What are you doing? He demands. Isabella yanks free, voice raw. Leaving you to her. Finally. Claire is business. Samuel snaps. That is all. Isabella laughs, bitter. Do you think I did not see your face? Your hands. The way you forgot I existed. Samuel's jaw tightens. You do not understand. Then explain. She says, trembling. Explain why her pictures are on your wall. Explain why you say her name in your sleep. Explain why you married me. Samuel's voice turns cold. Because I had no choice. The words crush what little pride Isabella has left. She steps back, blinking hard. A smooth voice cuts into the tension. How dramatic. Marcus Gray says, stepping from the shadows with an umbrella and a polite smile. Isabella, you look stunning in despair. Samuel's body goes rigid. Marcus. Marcus tilts his head at Isabella. Do you know what everyone whispers? Samuel never let go of Ella. He married you for peace, but his heart stayed buried with her. Samuel's eyes flash. Get away from my wife. Marcus's smile widens. Your wife, how touching. Isabella feels sick. The rain tastes like metal. Marcus's words echo the fear that has been eating her alive. Samuel's voice is low. You are trying to provoke me. Marcus shrugs. I do not need to. Your marriage does it for me. He steps closer to Isabella, smiling like a friend. If you are smart, you will stop pretending you can win a man who already gave his heart away. Isabella's stomach turns. She looks at Samuel, searching for denial, for truth, for anything. Samuel's face is unreadable. That silence is its own answer. Isabella turns and walks into the rain. This time Samuel does not follow. Isabella packs in silence. Dresses, shoes, jewelry that still feels like a costume. She tells herself she is choosing dignity, not running. She tells herself she can survive the scandal that will follow. She tells herself she can go back to being Isabella Hamilton, even if the Hamilton name is still drowning. Her suitcase is half full when she notices a metal bookmark on Samuel's bedside table. The same design as the one in the photo wall. She flips it over. To my dearest sister, may you always be free. Isabella sits down hard, breath rushing out of her. Sister. The word shatters every ugly story she has built in her head. If Ella was his sister, then why the letters? Why the secrecy? Why the way the world called her a lover? Her anger shifts into confusion, then into guilt. She has hated a woman who might never have been a rival at all. Isabella calls Lena Cole, the woman who watched her with pity at a gala. Lena arrives an hour later, eyes tired, voice gentle. Isabella shows her the bookmark. Lena exhales. Ella was Samuel's little sister, 2 years younger, bright, stubborn, the kind of girl who made him laugh. Isabella's voice shakes. Then why did everyone act like she was his lover? Because people love ugly stories. Lena says. Because Victoria never corrected them. And because Samuel never defended himself. Why? Isabella whispers. Lena looks down. Because he thought he deserved punishment. They fought the day she died. He said something cruel. He never got the chance to take it back. Isabella's throat tightens. What happened to her? A car crash. Lena says, and her face tightens. They called it an accident. It was not that simple. Isabella leans in. Marcus. Lena does not deny it. He was involved. He planted the right people. He paid for silence. I cannot prove all of it, but Samuel can. That is why he is so careful. Isabella thinks of Samuel's strange warning. Stay alive. Fear crawls up her spine. So Claire is part of it. Isabella says. A tool. Lena replies. Marcus hired her because she resembles Ella. He wants Samuel unsteady. He wants you broken. If you run, he wins twice. Isabella presses her hands together, shaking. I almost ran. Lena's voice softens. You are allowed to run, but if you stay with open eyes. Samuel is not good at explaining pain. He is good at hiding it. Footsteps sound in the doorway. Samuel appears, eyes drawn, jaw tense. His gaze lands on the bookmark in Isabella's hand. You told her. He says to Lena. Lena stands. She deserved the truth. Samuel watches Lena leave, then turns to Isabella. For once he does not look like a statue. He looks like a man running out of places to hide. Isabella holds the bookmark up. Ella was your sister. Samuel's voice is rough. Yes. Then why did you lock your grief behind a door and let me bleed outside it? Samuel closes his eyes briefly. Because if I opened it, I did not know what would be left of me. Isabella takes a slow breath. I am not your enemy, Samuel. His gaze lifts. You are the one person in this house who might actually see me clearly, and that terrifies me. Isabella steps closer. Then let me see you. Tell me what you are fighting. Samuel's jaw tightens. Not here. Then where? Isabella asks. In the study you locked. In the marriage you refused to live. Samuel's shoulders drop a fraction. In the library, tonight. No secrets. Isabella nods once. Tonight. Samuel sits across from Isabella in the library, fire low, shadows long, as if speaking here will hurt less. He looks like he has not slept in days. Isabella notices small details now, the tension at his jaw, the way his hands clench and release. Ella died because I trusted the wrong man. He says. Isabella's fingers curl. Marcus. Samuel nods. He was a partner once. He wanted Vanderson control. He wanted the Hamiltons ruined. He used the rivalry between our families like gasoline. Isabella flinches. The Hamilton name feels heavy in her mouth. My father always said business is war. Samuel laughs once, bitter. And Marcus learned how to weaponize grief. Samuel leans forward, voice tightening. A truck. Faulty brakes. Papers that vanished. Everyone called it an accident. My mother needed someone to blame, so she chose your family and fed that hatred to this house. Isabella whispers. And you let her. Samuel's gaze drops. I did. I let people think Ella was something ugly to me, because it kept them from asking the questions that would expose Marcus. If they believed the story was scandal, they would not look for murder. He opens a box and slides it across the table. Letters tied with the faded ribbon. I wrote to her after she died. He says. Apologies, memories, things I should have said. I never sent them because there was nowhere to send them. I kept writing anyway, like ink could hold her in place. Isabella touches the ribbon gently. She imagines a teenage boy writing in the dark, trying not to drown. "Why marry me, Samuel?" she asks. He meets her gaze at last. "At first, because my father demanded it and your family needed it, but also because Marcus watches the Hamiltons. I thought if you were my wife, my name could shield you while I gathered proof." Isabella exhales shakily. "So I was a shield too." Samuel flinches. "You were a person. I forgot that in my fear. I told myself distance would keep you safe." Isabella's voice sharpens. "It did not. It just made me helpless." Samuel nods, shame plain in his eyes. "I know." Silence stretches, thick and trembling. The fire pops softly, as if the room is listening. Isabella's voice drops. "Do you care for me? Not as a contract." Samuel's throat works. "I tried not to." And Isabella presses, refusing to let him hide in half-truths. He looks at her like confession is a crime. "I failed." Isabella steps closer. Her hands shake, but she holds his gaze. "I tried not to care too. I hated myself for it. I thought loving you made me weak." Samuel's eyes shine. For the first time, his voice softens instead of sharpens. "When you stood beside me and did not flinch," he says, "I started to want a life where I am not alone. When you handled my mother with grace, when you smiled at people who wanted to see you break, when you stayed in this house even after you thought you were unwanted, I started to need you." Isabella swallows, tears burning. "Then stop pushing me away." Samuel rises slowly, closing the distance. He does not touch her yet, as if asking permission with his restraint. "I do not know how to love without fear," he admits. "But I want to learn." Isabella's breath catches. She reaches out and takes his hand. His fingers tighten around hers. Before she can speak, Samuel's phone buzzes on the table. He looks at the screen and goes still. "Marcus." Samuel answers, voice cold. "What?" Marcus's voice drifts through the speaker, amused. "How much do you value your wife, Samuel? Bring me your signature and Isabella comes home. Refuse and you will watch another accident unfold." Samuel's jaw clenches. "If you touch her, you die." Marcus laughs softly. "You already lost one woman you loved. Do you want two?" The call ends. Isabella's blood turns to ice. "He is coming for me." Samuel grips her hands, fierce. "I will not let him. I swear it." By morning the estate feels like a fortress. Security doubles. Cameras appear at the gate, drawn by rumors. Victoria stays in her wing, silent, avoiding Isabella's eyes as if shame is a disease. Lena arrives with a folder of notes and a pale face. "Claire disappeared after the show," she says. "Marcus is moving pieces." Samuel's voice is calm only because rage has nowhere else to go. "He wants my signature. He wants my company. And he wants Isabella broken." Lena adds. Samuel turns to Isabella. "You stay with Lena. If anyone knocks, you do not open the door." Isabella tries to be brave. Her hands still shake. "Do not go alone." Samuel's gaze holds hers. "I will come back." It still happens. A woman in staff uniform enters with a tray. Isabella barely looks up before a cloth presses over her mouth. A sweet chemical smell floods her lungs. She tries to scream and cannot. The world collapses into dark. When she wakes, she is on concrete in a warehouse near the docks. Her wrists are tied. Her head throbs. Water slaps against wood outside, steady, cruel. A metal door creaks. Marcus Gray steps in, smiling like he is greeting a guest. "You see," he says. "Samuel wants to be honorable. I want to win." Isabella's voice is rough. "He will destroy you." Marcus's smile turns cruel. "He will sign. Because he loves you." Isabella spits. "You do not know him." "I know him perfectly," Marcus says, crouching. "He is a man built from guilt. I just push where it hurts." He gestures toward the shadows. Claire appears briefly, eyes wide, guarded by a man with a gun. Isabella's stomach drops. Marcus sighs theatrically. Such a convenient resemblance. People love a romance scandal. They will miss the real crime happening under it. Isabella's chest tightens. You killed Ella. Marcus's eyes narrow, then he smiles again. I did not kill her. I arranged the weather, the road, the brakes. Fate did the rest. Isabella's vision blurs with rage. You are a monster. Marcus stands. I am a businessman. The door bangs open. Samuel storms in, eyes burning, face carved from control. Two men move behind him. Police sirens echo faintly outside, distant for now. Samuel's voice is low. Let her go. Marcus lifts a folder. Sign first. Samuel takes one step forward. You will not keep the company. You will not survive the trial. Marcus shrugs. Then I will burn what I cannot own. He flicks a lighter. Flame catches on spilled fuel, racing across the floor. Heat rushes. Smoke rises fast. Isabella coughs, eyes watering. Fear spikes, sharp and immediate. She yanks at the rope, wrists burning. Samuel lunges, not at Marcus, but at Isabella. He cuts her ropes with a blade, hands steady despite the fire. Run. He orders. I am not leaving you. Isabella gasps, stumbling up. Samuel grips her and pulls her toward the door. A gunshot cracks behind them. Metal screams as something collapses. Sirens wail closer now, louder, urgent. Marcus swings a metal bar at Samuel. It strikes his shoulder. Samuel staggers, teeth clenched, then shoves Marcus back into the smoke. Police flood the warehouse. Shouts bounce off concrete. Someone tackles Marcus. Claire cries out, then vanishes behind officers and paramedics. Outside, cold air slams into Isabella's lungs. She coughs hard, clinging to Samuel as medics surround them. Marcus is dragged out in handcuffs, shouting about lies and rivals, his voice swallowed by sirens. In the ambulance, Samuel sits with a bandaged shoulder, breathing hard. His eyes never leave Isabella, as if he needs to see her alive to believe it. I am sorry. He says, voice hoarse. Isabella shakes her head, tears spilling. Do not lock me out again. Samuel reaches for her hand. I will not. I cannot. Isabella swallows. Tell me the truth then, all of it. Samuel's grip tightens. I love my sister. I will always grieve her. But I love you, Isabella. I love you now, and it scares me more than any enemy. Isabella leans forward until her forehead touches his. Say it again. I love you. He whispers. I choose you. Months later, Marcus faces trial. Evidence surfaces, payments, altered reports, hidden emails, names that finally connect the crash to intent. The tabloids find a new story to devour. This time it is not romance. It is justice. Victoria sits with Isabella in a quiet room and does not shout. I blamed your family because it was easier than admitting I could not protect my daughter. Victoria says, voice flat, eyes tired. I taught Samuel silence. I taught him to lock pain away. Isabella takes a slow breath. Then teach him something else now. Victoria nods once, a small surrender. The study door stops being a forbidden line. Samuel opens the hidden wall for Isabella again. This time, it does not feel like betrayal. It feels like a wound finally given air. He packs Ella's photos and letters into a box, not to erase, but to honor without worship. Then he turns to Isabella. I want to marry you again, not for families, not for money, just for us. Isabella laughs through tears. We are already married. Not like this. Samuel says. Not with contracts written louder than our voices. In the garden with Lena as witness and winter roses in the air, they speak vows without cameras, without board members, without fear. Samuel says. You are not a contract. You are my home. Isabella answers. You are not my cage, you are my choice. This time, when the door closes behind them, it is not a lock. It is privacy. Spring softens the estate. Light reaches the corners that used to stay dark. Isabella walks past the study and does not feel her heart twist anymore. Sometimes she sits at Samuel's desk and reads quietly while he works beside her. The room is still full of Ella's memory, but it no longer controls the air. The Hamilton Company stabilizes. Not because of a miracle, but because Isabella stops being only a wife and becomes a partner in her own life again. She negotiates, cuts waste, rebuilds trust, and learns which friends only loved her family when it was powerful. Samuel never takes credit. He simply places Vanderson resources where they can protect without owning. One evening, Samuel brings Isabella a small envelope. No ribbon. No yellowed paper. Just clean white. "What is this?" she asks. "A letter." Samuel says, "Voice steady. This one gets sent." Inside, he has written a few simple lines to Ella. Not apologies. Not guilt. Just love and a promise that he is choosing to live. Isabella looks up, eyes wet. "You can keep loving her," she whispers. "As long as you do not disappear into her." Samuel cups her face gently, the touch still careful, still earned. "I am here," he says. "With you." Outside, the garden gates stand open. Wind moves through the roses. Nothing feels like a cage anymore, only a home with windows finally unlatched.
Thanks for watching. Follow for more romance stories.